Oh yeah, you idiot. Yeah? What? Oh shit! Greetings, programs, and welcome back to the gamification. My god, it's been an age and a half, hasn't it? I've just been going through some stuff, so that's why I took a couple of weeks off. But let's get back into it, shall we? Let's get right into it with the first topic I like to call new news. It's good news. We have one, 5 items in the news this week that I've picked out for us. It's kind of been slow, but also a few little interesting tidbits to be shared. So let's get into it. News number 1. Inky Pen brings comics, graphic novels to Nintendo Switch. This is from gamesindustry.biz. Especially when compared to the Wii U and even the 3DS, the Nintendo Switch remains dry on non-game content outside of Hulu. But the console will gain another media app in November when comic subscription service Inky Pen launches. Inky Pen is a subscription service that allows users to read US and European comics books as well as manga. On the Switch, Inky Pen will allow users to read either TV or handheld mode from any title in its catalogue, including a series such as Transformers, Dungeons & Dragons, Warhammer, Dark Souls, Assassin's Creed, and others. Webcomics such as Girl Genius will also be supported. Inky Pen will be free to download, but it has a monthly subscription of $7.99. And subscribers will also have access to everything in the Inky Pen catalog. So that's cool news for Switch owners. I think that's a really good idea. Bring something other than games onto it. Make it more of a multi-use system, like something like Xbox is always like that play everywhere multimedia design. PlayStation and obviously PC, obviously a multimedia design. Why not the Switch as well in smaller facets, I guess you could call it, such as just like web comics and like ebooks and whatnot like that. That'd be interesting. Getting a music player on there would be awesome as well. But this is a good start, I think. I know they've got Hulu on there, but that's not saying, especially with the internet infrastructure of the Switch, it's not really saying much. But again, this is a good start. News number 2. Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Asia schedules a PlayStation lineup tour. This is from CageInsider.com, and you'll understand why in a minute. Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Asia have announced the PlayStation lineup tour for September 10th, so that's almost 2 weeks away. The event will showcase the latest and upcoming games coming to PlayStation 4, and if you're thinking, well, I've seen a lot of this stuff, Gamescom just finished, we've had E3, Tokyo Game Show's coming up, and possibly PSX, and Paris Games Week. It's like, why do we need this next PlayStation lineup tour? But it says here, PlayStation will invite gamers into the DualShock 4's spaceship crew to travel across various planets and witness footage from the upcoming slate of games. The event will begin at 6:30 PM Japan Standard Time and will roughly last an hour. Gematsu reports, that this is likely the same conference as the annual pre-Tokyo Game Show, which in the past, press conference, pre-Tokyo Game Show press conference, which in the past has been an event where Kingdom Hearts news has been announced, such as the reveal of the Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. It's a mouthful. Therefore, if this event is the same as the pre-Tokyo Game Show press conference, there's a chance we'll get a brand new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, which will finally showcase Big Hero 6 World San Francisco, which was first announced 3 years ago this month at D23 2015 at Anaheim, Los Angeles. And we haven't seen anything from that world since. We haven't seen any trailers. We haven't had any people explaining the state of that level, what the story is going to be in that level. They had a little bit back at this D23 thing, where the Betamax from the movie that got, spoiler alert, he got lost in this other dimension kind of thing. He comes back corrupted by Heartless or something like that. He becomes like the big bad of that world. Or you have to do something to free him from Heartless control or something like that. I don't know. But they haven't mentioned anything since then. That was 3 years ago, and they've kept quiet, which is it's a shame. They've shown a lot of the Tangle world. They even showed Frozen that wasn't even announced until just this year, and they still haven't shown anything besides some concept art of San Francisco. So here's hoping we actually do see something from this pre-Tokyo Game Show lineup tour. Okay. News number 3. Movie news now. DC's Batman movie has found its villain, possibly. This is from GameSpot.com. Oof. Hang on. 1 second. Okay, we're back. Okay. Like much of the DC movie universe, the future of Batman on the big screen remains uncertain. War for the Planet of the Apes director Matt Reeves is attached to a new Batman movie, currently known as The Batman. But with no confirmed release date or lead actor to potentially replace Ben Affleck, it isn't clear when we might see it. Yeah, I haven't heard anything, but I believe Ben Affleck actually did pull out of the movie, or he was going to act and direct, and that fell through. And then he was going to direct, but then that fell through as well. However, some news has now emerged about the movie's potential villain. This comes via Variety writer Justin Kroll, who stated on Twitter that the Penguin was being lined up to appear in Reeves' film. Kroll also revealed that Reeves is still working on the script, and even if Penguin doesn't ultimately appear, the character could instead be used in the Birds of Prey film, which is also in development. I believe that's going to have like Catwoman, Batgirl, and Batwoman, I think, as well. I can't remember, I'm not sure. I assume Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are going to be some villains if that movie ever does happen. Reeves was hired to work on the Batman in February last year. At that stage, he was replacing Ben Affleck as writer and director. With Affleck choosing only to star in the movie. Since then, there have been multiple rumors that Affleck will step down as Batman following the failure of Justice League at the box office. However, the role has not yet been officially recast. That's some good juicy news. Strange to have the Penguin in kind of like a sequel thing, if it is still going to be Ben Affleck's Batman. Because that kind of goes into the, you know, the 1989 Batman had what's his name? Michael Michael Keaton. So he did the 1989 Batman, and then he did the Batman Returns, and then the Penguin was the main villain in that movie alongside Catwoman. So it's strange that if you could consider this as kind of like a Batman sequel to the Justice League and Batman vs Superman, it's strange to see that they might actually do Penguin again as the villain for that kind of sequel movie. It's cool. There's been little like wishes on the internet kind of thing, like where people were putting out their own, hey, I wonder if this person could do it. And they showed off, I'm just trying to think of the actor now, Poe Dameron from episode 7 and 8. Oh, I'm not going to be able to continue until I know the actor. Oscar Isaac. Yeah. So they had him on the profile view, and he had that grey kind of hair. So he play an older Batman. It looked cool. Go check it out if you want. If you think that'd be an interesting idea, Oscar Isaac as Batman. That might be. He's got that kind of dark, broody look that could play well with a Batman movie. Or maybe a new James Bond. We'll have to see. Okay. Please tell me what you think about this whole The Batman movie. Is it ever going to happen? Or what do you think? Or do you think Ben Affleck actually is going to play the Batman? And I also want to know what you think of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. And do you think that will ever actually take off? Apparently he's lost some weight for that. Okay, news number 4. Some delays coming into the games this year. EA delays Battlefield 5 to November 20th. This is from Engadget.com. DICE knows a thing or two about the perils of shipping a game before it's ready. That's why it and Electronic Arts are pushing the release date for Battlefield 5 back by almost a month. The World War II shooter will now be released on November 20th instead of October 19th. That puts it at a spitting distance of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is at October 26th. The game, similarly every other publisher, is trying to avoid on calendar. Yeah, that's true. It's a huge game, a mammoth game, and that's why you see a lot of people moving around going, oh, actually, our games need more polish, or it's not ready yet, or financial year maneuverings. It seems like a decent excuses to say, hey, this game is going to sell like crazy, let's not get in the way of it, because that will just mean we're losing out on money instead of having our time in the spotlight. This delay also means there's over a month between Battlefield and its closest competition, the multiplayer only Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which will be released October 12th. From the sounds of the blog post, DICE is taking the extra time to balance the game's multiplayer and make some final adjustments to core gameplay. The multiplayer beta starts September 6th, and it's all but guaranteed that the studio will be making tweaks for launch based on the test period, which is standard procedure really. Quote, we know moving the launch date means that we will all have to wait a little longer, the post reads, but we're going to take our time to make sure we get it right, end quote. It looks like EA has learned its lessons from the Mass Effect Andromeda fiasco and Battlefield 4 before it, and would rather not have to make an overlong, awkward apology next June at E3. Battlefront 2. Yeah, well, that's standard. I said it just before. Like, yeah, games as big as Red Dead, I think Anthem might be pretty big as well, but definitely Cyberpunk 2077. They're going to be huge games, and either people are going to be right there trying to interfere with the sales, or they're going to stay the hell away in order to get their own time. Like I said, in the spotlight, in the viewership, in the heads of consumers. Because if they do get in the way, then they're going to be sorely disappointed with their sales, and that just means less new IP in the future, I guess. News number 5. Spyro Reignited Trilogy release date delayed. I said there was going to be some delays. This is from IGN.com. Spyro fans will have to wait just a few weeks more than originally planned to play Toys for Bob's reimagined take on the first 3 Spyro adventures. Sorry guys. Toys for Bob's studio head Paul Yan has confirmed in a blog post that the Spyro Reignited Trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One will now be released on November 13. Toys for Bob and publisher Activision originally had the trilogy collection scheduled for September 21 release. Activision released a statement about the delay, citing the need for additional polish on all 3 games so that the trilogy not only lives up to its fans' expectations, but our own incredibly high standards. Quote, Spyro fans deserve the best game possible, so we've decided to take some extra time to polish all 3 games and deliver the definitive Spyro collection on our new launch date, November 13, 2018. And quote, Activision's statement reads, fans also recently discovered the second and third games of the trilogy will require a download of some kind to play. IGN has confirmed the trilogy will still require a day 1 download patch. However, the exact nature of what that download includes at this time is unknown. When first discovered weeks ago, Activision referred to the practicing of there being a download after purchase as a quite common practice, and yeah, can't fault them. There's always day 1 patches nowadays, especially when everything's going digital. Yeah, I have not much to say on that. Delays happen, polishing. Delays are only good, really, because it gives you time to polish the game, fix things up, so you don't have too many breakdown problems like some other games have. Alright, now we go on to the next segment, because that's the end of the news. Well, the official news anyway, and we'll go on to... Yep, that's right. Cheap animation that I pulled out of my head. And what's on the notice board, which was originally Game Chat. I changed the title because I thought this would be a better way to like put out different kinds of information instead of just game stuff. This is more like highlight stuff where you go, oh, look at this, I'll check that out. First up, Solo, a Star Wars story, releases on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital on September 14th. So keep an eye out for that. There's extras and bonus stuff. You might get some deleted scenes. Also, the novelization, I believe it'll be coming out in a few months. I think it was December. Let me know if I'm wrong. Okay, Cyberpunk 2077 had a big gameplay demo reveal last week. And that was just like the E3 or Gamescom demo that they showed previously behind closed doors. They put it on the internet. They had a guy narrating it to explain some of the features. I'll put a link down in the description below for you to check it out because I can't recommend it enough. It's going to be very exciting. It's from CD Projekt Red that did the Witcher games. So if you like that stuff but you want something a bit more sci-fi, it's very Blade Runner, it's very Ghost in the Shell. there's this part where you sneak up on a guy and take out a cord and hack into him, just like they do in the Ghost in the Shell anime, which is really cool. Yeah, so very sci-fi, very yeah. You can, if you look at the buildings, you look at the architecture, and you see a lot of old anime elements, even like Akira, where it's kind of like really dirty science experiment lane. If you've watched that anime, that was a really good one. So yeah, so check that out in the link and see if you like it. Tell me if you like it or you don't. Why or why not? I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, Marvel Spider-Man is already getting DLC. They announced this last week as well. I thought it was really interesting. It's like the game hasn't even come out yet. It's like, hey, we're already getting DLC. It's called The City That Never Sleeps, and it will be released in 3 parts. One, The Heist, and that's coming out October 23. It involves one of Spider-Man's love interests, Black Cat. Turf Wars, that's coming out in November. And Silver Lining, which I assume is going to have a wrap-up of Silver Sable's kind of involvement in the game. And that comes out in December. It comes with new challenges and missions, along with 3 new Spidey suits in the first part. So the whole DLC is $24.99, or you can get buy individual chapters, and they're like $9.99 each. So I suggest just buying the whole thing because it's worth your money. Oh, it will be worth your money, but financially, like you don't want to be you want to be paying $25 instead of paying $30. You know, the DLC is also included in the digital deluxe edition. So if you've pre-ordered that, you'll get the DLC automatically, and you won't have to pay the extra for it, which is pretty cool. I also wanted to give a shout out to Star Wars Battlefront 2. They gained some updates. I'll put it up here. Okay, so we've had they put out a couple of skins just recently, and for clone troopers, a couple of different divisions, Star Division and Infantry or something like that. What was that? Okay, and later on, you'll get the in September. You get the 91st Mobile Reconnaissance Corps, the 104th Wolfpack Battalion clone trooper appearances. So they're just new skins. But if you like Plo Koon's Wolfpack ones, they've got the grey paint on them. That's really cool. So you got a squad system coming up. That's awesome. October, we're getting Grievous, which was announced back at E3, with other Clone Wars heroes coming in November. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you get 2 skins from him. I wonder if you get the long hair from Episode 2. You get to finally fight a Geonosis. That's great. That'd be really cool, actually. More Clone Trooper appearances, more vehicles. ATTEs, that's great. In winter, so December, January, we're getting Count Dooku and Anakin Skywalker. That's great. I wonder if we'll get the Clone Wars version or the Episode 3 version. That'd be interesting to see. New game modes, capture points, capital ship takedowns. That'd be cool. Capital ship takedowns. I'd be very excited to see that. Coruscant Guard clones, so there'd be the red ones, I assume. Oh, no, they're the red and white ones, specifically. You see them in Clone Wars. They like chase down Ahsoka when she goes on the run. They'll 501st. That's standard. That's Anakin's ones. So that's exciting to see. So look, if you play Battlefront 2, if you are still playing Battlefront 2, check that out. I just got back into it again. I'm having a good fun as well. Okay, that's it for all the other stuff. Now, games out this week, and I had to go back through the last couple of weeks that I missed, and even still, it's very sparse. Okay, so we'll start off with Lucid Path on PC. Adera, A-D-E-R-A, that's also on PC. Donut County, that's on PC. I think it might be on Switch, but don't at me on that one, because I have no faith in what I'm saying. Strange Brigade, PS4. Morphe's Law on the Nintendo Switch. Oh, Shenmue 1 and 2, that's a remastered edition, or the HD edition. Xbox One, PS4, and PC, getting ready for that Shenmue 3 launch, I believe. That's usually how they do it, don't they? Brawlout, that looks like a really fun game. It's very Smash Brothers clone, but they've improved it. It's on PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One. I believe Ukulele, from the makers of Banjo-Kazooie, I believe that duo is making an appearance in Brawlout. Also, finally, Degeneration on PC. Again, I said there's not much out there. Okay, that's it for me today, guys. Please remember to contact me on any of my socials down here. Even though it says I have a Twitch account, I haven't been using it yet because one, my internet's crappy, and two, I don't have a capture card. I want to start doing some more gameplay videos in the future, but just until then, don't worry about it. I'll let you know when that gets up and running. Until then, please like the video, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think of any of the news that's been happening recently. What games are you kind of playing, what anime are you watching? I love to hear from you guys, so please get in contact with me. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. End of line.